And Pudge can always just hook the Helm Dom creep. So it's not a super easy lane for the Lycan to abuse, but the Lycan can definitely abuse pretty much the rest of the Execration lineup. And I think that's where this hero is really going to shine this game. So we'll see what ends up happening. It should be a lot of fun. You know me, I'm a huge Pudge fan. I will stand Pudge until the day I die. So let's go.
Yeah. I mean, it's a fun hero. And Palos has played a lot of this hero. Mind you, from what I've seen of his Pudge, it has been a little bit hit or miss. Especially in the DPC. Sometimes it pops off really hard, sometimes it doesn't. But that feels more like the story of Execration as a team in general. So they'll take a late smoke around here.
I mean, they've got a good ward that's giving them a lot of information. The question is, will they be able to capitalize on it? Crit's going to potentially just walk right into him, and there's your disruption, and the surround begins as Crit trying to escape, but it doesn't look like it's going to happen. First blood goes to Palos on the Pudge. 50% hook connection rate, by the way. Not bad, not bad.
The battle begins.
Well, right now it's 100% right now, right?
No, he missed a hook onto a
Oh, did he?
Lycan Wolf at the beginning of the game, yeah.
Well, it's not a hero, it doesn't count.
Okay, that's fair.
100% on the heroes.
100% on heroes, yes. That's true, that's true. Yeah, this should be a really good start for Palos in the lane. I'm curious where he decides to run his net worth immediately. It looks like he's got the chainmail queued up, which works. You need armor, right, on Pudge, right? You sit with one in the lane normally. You need to get either the chainmail or rush a Vanguard against this Lycan. I wouldn't hate the Vanguard, personally, because you're against a Lycan. The summons and all that would actually deal with it quite well. But he's opting for the phase boots and then probably just going to go straight for the Aghanim Scepter after that.
Yeah, I don't mind that. I do agree with you, the Vanguard would feel a little bit better, but we'll see. Palos can still swing around for it. Trying to poke and prod up top now as well. You have Artesian Fly on a PA Undying combination up against Tino and Shanks on the Marcy NP. And this lane, I mean, it's a pretty stable lane for Artesia. There's no massive kill threat. Your Undying can just kind of soften up the Marcy and the NP, making each use of the Stifling Dagger feel really big. Like, Tino is just popping so much damage from one dagger with just 8 decay going on. Like that's
He's
pretty
got
painful.
a Flightstone.
12 now.
He'll get a little bit of health back here. Ooh.
Oh, what's happening?
Сейчас поиграем.
Ooh,
What?
look at that. 22.
Сейчас поиграем.
I like Arthur had the exact same response. We were like, what? What's going on? A little bit of lag.
Yeah, it happens. You know, I believe their boot camp is in Katowice. So I guess the internet's maybe just a little unstable right now. It's still probably better than the Philippine internet. So I'm sure they're not having too much troubles. The unpause comes in. Tino is not healthy. And the Undying. I mean, once you get softened up and you get the Blightstone Stifling Dagger, you're very, very close to dead. So Tino's going to have to work extra hard to try to get something from this lane.
He's playing for the level 2, but Arteezy's going to get it at the exact same time as the rebound does connect. They have a tombstone. He's pump faking it for the moment, but the decay was one more dagger. Will be enough to do it. I mean, he was sitting here on the NP in the trees just hoping to get level 2, and then he was just going to TP base, right? Like, that's your reset on the lane, but they actually managed to shove the wave a little bit there on Shopify and get the level 2 at the exact same time, so he can't just TP out.
It's a painful start for Tino, and this is one thing with Execration. When Tino has a slow start, it does feel like this team kind of has a rough time, because Bob is going to go around to make plays, but Tino needs to be able to connect and follow him up. And when he's not ready for it, I mean, Bob's movement just falls flat. So, good movements out, good lanes coming out from Shopify to at least handle that top lane for themselves. As well, the bot lane's not being slowed down. Palos is still farming, but so is Saberlight. So you're still getting what you want there. Your timings on this Lycan, his signature Lycan for Saberlight, should still be pretty on point, and that is a cause of concern.
And looking back at this lane, Palos absolutely made the right decision to rush the chainmail here. Like, you have Blightstone on crit, and Saberlight's gone for the Howl as well. So you have this situation of you have 6 minus armor whenever they want to use it, and Shadow Demon's learning that lesson right now as he's just taking a beating from this Hoodwing.
Yeah, the output's just ridiculous. And you can do so much with these laning Blightstones. Just
Mid
harassing
lane.
out.
Oh, Mikey's got him. All right, so how familiar are you with this Mikey guy? Because I actually have never seen this player before.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
Oh, John, did I lose you? Uh-oh. We'll see. Did I lose myself? Maybe not. Anyway, we'll just keep going. We'll just keep going. No big deal.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
All right, let's just focus up on this top lane. Is they're going to try and dive Tino here once again. Shanks in a little bit of trouble. Doesn't manage to make it away under the tower, but Ortiz with another dagger finds the kill. Shanks catches another decay, but they're not going to dive in. Well, Ortiz thinking about diving potentially, but no, he's going to back away. Okay, yeah, we have some clarification here. Looks like there was a power surge that took John out for a moment, but he's gonna be right back. I promise. You're not gonna miss the John X Fire show. Bottom lane, Palace is alone. They're gonna try and get aggressive here as they pop that Howl once again and start to just stack up this damage. And again, the minus armor, it works so well.
Dire's structures
Really well done.
are fortified.
Being able to continue to apply a lot of pressure in these side lanes right now, and Pudge is still farming super well. Like you said, he gets 22-3 mid lane. Once again, a dive from Mikey finds another kill here onto this Pangolier. We talked about this in the draft. Like one mistake on this Pango can turn this lane into complete misery. Mikey does manage to skirt away, and the Undying will fall top here. He gets a little bit too aggressive. But yeah, Mikey having a great time mid, and another rotation to bottom is, you know, Shadow Demon TP'd mid. They can continue to just try and play aggressive here instead, and it's kind of one of the problems you have. Like if your mid lane starts to struggle and you have to respond, your side lanes really start to struggle. And another bushback comes through. Pudge just trying to dance on through here, get what CS he can before he dies, but they end up finding the kill anyway. And Shopify now really starting to find themselves in these lanes. Saberlight, how far are we from this Helm Dom? About 400-ish gold on top lane. Nature's Prophet with a, what I'm guessing is going to be an early treads. They just dropped the Tombstone. The slow is going to be there from the dagger, as well as Arteezy will end up just backing off. Man, Shanks is really struggling on this Marcy as well. Just a Magic Wand and an Orb of Venom. But they do have a Catapult alive here in this wave, so they should be able to do a decent amount of damage here to this tower. And it's not really a lane that you care all that much about if you lose this on Execration. It's yeah, definitely a nuisance, but it's not the worst tower to lose. So getting some extra damage into it at the moment for Shopify ends up just being like a nice little bonus, but they're not gonna like overcommit for this by any means.
Right,
taking a look at the net worth here, it's pretty even. You know, we're about a slight around a 1K advantage here for the side of Shopify, but all three lanes CSing super well. Okay, never mind. Marcy actually has plenty of money. It was just all on the courier. Never mind. Mid lane, Lasso comes out once again. Bat Rider on a killing spree. All right, people were telling me that Mikey is a Bat Rider player. I'm starting to see why. Maybe you can't give this guy Bat Rider, especially in a good Bat Rider game. Top lane, some more aggression coming out here is Shanks, as well as Tino trying to get aggressive onto Fly. The rebound on forward underneath the tower. They get the last hit. So finally, another kill there going the way of Execration. All right. Venom Assassin here, just going to be able to farm up underneath the tower. If they can protect this tower long enough for Arteezy to get to his Battle Fury, they'll be in a pretty good spot. But this is one of the benefits of the Nature's Prophet, right? You have this hero that can just pretty easily chip away at the tower, especially when you get a hero advantage in the lane. But looking pretty good right now. Where are we at on this Lycan Helm? He's got it.
I'm back.
Right.
I'm sorry about that, Ricky.
Oh, he's back!
Yeah,
Meanwhile, bottom lane, Lycan's back as he sets that stomp there right onto the Pudge. The Bushwhack to follow Palos with the Dismember, trying to heal himself up as much as possible, but this is going to be a slow, painful death here for him as they drop the Tombstone even for good measure, and with Saberlight having this summon, he should be able to get this tower pretty easily now.
Yeah, it's not going to take too long, and Shopify Rebellion, I mean, again, they came out with strong lanes, they're just crushing, like every lane is trying to
bots. Oh my gosh, Mikey having bots at 8.5 minutes, coming to the top lane, offering some assist to take down Tino as well. He is super farmed.
He has this great lane matchup, right? Like, you don't expect the Pangolier to get that crushed, but with that earlier death for Bob, that just kind of gives him a pretty free lane from that point going forward. He just manages to work it out well, and everything's falling apart, although they find Saberlight down bot.
Yep, that's a good find for sure. He's a little bit too deep in the lane, but they do protect the tower, and that's the important thing because Pudge is not a hero that wants to like retreat to the jungle. He doesn't actually jungle really fast until you have like an Aghanim Scepter and more points in like your Rotten Flesh Heap. This is a hero that likes to sit in lane, and that's one of the reasons he's a strong carry, is you can just sit in the lane. But if he gets shoved out early, he's going to be in a rough spot.
Yeah, once this Pudge does fall a little bit behind in his timing, he just gets thrown off. Like, that's pretty much the story of Execration's draft, all tempo here. And they're trying onto Arteezy, but they miss out and rebound. It's not even an opportunity there. And again, that blurry vision is just so annoying. Even at level 1, 20% crushing down some of that output Tino has for the harassment. It's more than enough to just kind of bail you out there. Some good stacks at the least for Palos here in jungle.
Yeah.
Should try to flash farm a little bit, but with the objectives being taken, the map shrinking slowly but surely here, and Shopify Rebellion hitting your timings, it's a hard game for Execration to hold out on.
Yep. Batrider's here in the top lane again. Shanks was looking for Arteezy, but instead it's gonna be the Batrider looking for the Nature's Prophet. Now Marcy on the run. Bob does make his presence known here in the top lane, popping or pump faking rather. I guess that Rolling Thunder. He won't end up using it.
They're trying here on Execration to get something. Like, they're moving aggressively, they're pulling Bob around as he tends to go, but again, this is the one thing with Execration, when your lanes get crushed this hard, it's hard to bounce in, and you know, like when Tino doesn't get this running start in his off lane, it just feels like his impact's minimal, although
there you go. They find themselves the Undying once again. Fly has 3 deaths this game. It's kind of expected with how like aggressive this off lane is. Like Nature's Prophet Marcy is a super strong lane, and the fact that he's been able to kind of put himself in harm's way to protect Arteezy and give him such a good lane, it's paying off. Mid lane, Rolling Thunder out from Bob. Saberlight's gonna go and pop that shapeshift. Can he dodge it out? He can, just barely. Oh, Tumbler toy action there from Bob. Cheeky stuff, but they will go ahead and stomp him up. Does get the swashbuckle, finish off the creep there. And a nice tree cut there on the Bushwhack, so we'll be able to connect. I really like that.
Nice hook.
Good hook setup too. Beautifully done there. They managed to get their nice little return kill. Another flesh heap stack there for Pudge as well. And meanwhile, top lane, Tino grabs the tower.
Yeah, so they're finding a few counterplays here on Execration's end. Despite, dropping a little bit in the lane, I mean, they're not too far behind in farm, which is kind of ridiculous as well. That can kind of still widen up. So, yeah, they've got the free space to push. I mean, after that commitment from Shopify, and with Mikey still needing a little bit of a reset, they're not going to be able to make it in time for the shove-in. So, Execration, they even out the game just a little bit more. And, well, they're still going to hit their timing somehow. Like, Palos number 2 in net worth, Ag's not too far off.
Nope.
After a lot of back and forth, like, they're still in it.
Oh, absolutely. This game is super close. Also, a beautiful score of 6-9. That's what we love to see. But yeah, you're right. Pudge, he's less than 1,000 gold away from an Aghanim Scepter. And once that's online, like, he'll have this probably around the 14.5, 15-minute mark, which is a really good time for the Pudge Ags. And at that point, he just needs to get a little bit of survivability, whether or not he rushes the BKB this game, or if he goes for like an early Blink Dagger to play aggressive. We'll see. Saberlight backdoors this mid tower thanks to the summon, so it kind of evens up the map there a little bit. We're going to see a smoke come out. Mikey has a Witchblade, dude.
I like it.
Okay, it's another lasso. Quick down Bertoli out from the fog. Takes down the Pango once again. Dude, Mikey's build is so aggressive, and they're going to be able to body block up Palos bottom as well, as he's got the Wolves there. They will get the break, which doesn't really do a whole lot. And he can't get the TP on out. Saberlight will pop that shapeshift. Now looking for Carlo here on this Shadow Demon, but you've got a Bat Rider problem as well, as he's starting to realize it's inevitable. Tombstone goes down to see if they can find any other heroes, but Shanks is out.
Find some good pickoffs. Again, Mikey is a Bat Rider specialist. You know, I mean, this, I feel like I've seen this build before though, but it's like a few patches ago now. And for him to still utilize this hyper-aggressive build on the Bat Rider, it's just so fun. See, he gets a haste rune here as well.
That's easy clap.
Getting everything he asked for, everything he could possibly ask for. And Execration, after drawing even now, are suddenly 3k behind. Mikey up top in net worth. Arteezy having the room to farm up with his Battle Fury. All the space in the world for that PH just keeps scaling up. On the side of Execration, they need more time. And this Ags on Paulo is still so close. And the Ags on Tino, the next big thing as well with the root.
Yeah, I was trying to figure out like why he would go for this Witchblade Shard build, but it does kind of make sense when you look at the heroes. They do manage to get a pick off here, potentially on a crit. Does get the stomp for the moment, but it's going to get picked up by Bob anyway.
See what you are.
But yeah, what I was saying with the Witchblade on the Bat Rider is you don't have a hero on Execration like in the 1 or the 2 that build BKBs really, really quickly, right? Like Pudge can, but he has to go this Aghanim Scepter, which is a very hefty first item. And Pango will just have to go for roll up, right? Like you don't build BKB on Pango. So it's actually kind of sick. Like maybe he'll go Lotus Orb or something, but with the amount of damage this Bat Rider is going to do now, he has the shard completed, pops the haste through, and they're looking for Bob here, and he's just going to roll away instead.
Bails out a little bit. Not the longest cooldown ultimate to expend, so you're not too upset. You get a little bit of scouting out as well for team.
Oh no, Shanks. It just lassos him anyway. Mikey has just does not care, dude.
Yeah. Why not? Just find a kill, go back. It doesn't feel like the lassos are completely necessary to even find these pickoffs as long as crit is around and as long as Fly's there to kind of soften up. You probably have enough time in that burst window from the Bushwhack to take care of some of these heroes, except for maybe Punch. Bob?
Ooh, Hook, not going to connect there either. They actually had some nice vision being provided from these Wolves, and Palace will be able to finish up the Helm Dom creep there, which is quite nice. Ooh, almost denies the Arcane Rune.
And nice to just take that out, but Crit is forced to pick it up, so at least it's not Mikey with the Arcane running around. Rune Control and Shopify has been really damn good as well. It doesn't feel like Bob's managed to find anything to help their cause here. And just the micro coming out from Saberlight, tracking these heroes, making this game extra hard for Execration. Again, the lead not too wide, but considering how Shopify's been playing, it's full of confidence. They know their timings, they know what they have to do in this game, and they're hitting the mark on almost every single one. Fresh Ags up on Tino though, and the smoke out for Execration to try to make use of it.
I like it. I mean, we'll see what they can do. Tino obviously able to join that fight globally, just sending in that Wrath of Nature. And you are pairing this up with Palos Ags as well. And it looks like top lane, you know someone's up here, but Crit will be the one that actually breaks the smoke. As Arteezy will get the blink away, so he might be okay. Bob takes a huge crit, but on the backside, Mikey gets caught by the root, and they will just collapse on top of him. That's the big kill that you want. Saberlight in here on this Lycan, trying to just hobble away, but there's Tombstone down in the center of the fight, and Arteezy now going to join the fray. They've got to be able to take down this Pudge, and they do. It's a 4 for 2 so far. Shanks trying to TP on out. He will make it. Man, it looks so good from Execration at the start of the fight, but what happened?
They just get ran down. Like the physical output coming out from Shopify is just too big. And once they commit some of that control early on, you don't have the best hold. It's a hard area to roll in as well, not too many things to bounce off of. So you just miss out. And with that massive defeat, Shopify straight into the Roche. They've got the Desolator, well, not quite done, but you know, with the Howl and just the Blightstone's more than enough for them to clear out that objective real quick. Secondary life up now on Arteezy. And Execration. If that was them trying to smoke out, making play, you know,
Yeah, there's no way to get out of this one. He's definitely even the summon comes in, slams him. This is the Batrider versus Nature's Prophet
Radiant's
matchup
top
is
tower is
impossible,
under
right?
attack.
Like it's one of the worst matchups in the game for Nature's Prophet.
Yeah, it's a rough one. Like, it is the direct counter from Shopify, right? Like that's why you picked this up at the draft.
Yeah.
And it was an early NP opener without the Batrider ban, and it's also
Radiant's
like
top
Mikey's
tower
special
is under
hero.
attack.
He's just showing off at this point. There's that full Deso up now on Arteezy.
That's
So
scary.
you can
man.
just melt
Radiant's
so
top
many of
tower
these
is
heroes.
falling.
They just don't have a lot of armor on any of these guys.
Not at all. And like this is without even using Howl. Like there, the Howl finally comes out, and you're gonna see like these heroes start to stack up. They're just getting Carlo just dying to the summons entirely. Backside of the fight, Hoodwink will get caught by the Dismember. Crit tries to survive with the mech, but it's not gonna be enough. And Bob on this Pango, trying to get away here. It looks like he's gonna survive. So it ends up just being a 1-for-1 trade at the end of the day.
Pretty big kill for Shopify, I feel like. Like, the Shadow Demon just feels like a big aspect of what you want to do on Execration. Granted, losing the Hoodwink does take away a lot of your control as well with a Bushwhack, so does give Execration maybe an opening to try to make a play here.
There's going to be the Dismember once again, but can they actually bring down the Batrider in time? They pop the drums. It's going to be the rebound from Shanks to find it. Fly now in some trouble. Carlos will go ahead and TP with a huge crit off the dagger. No way! Saberlight just massacring the backline as he takes down the Marcy, and now looking for Bob here behind the tower. He's got the roll-up, he's got the defusal, he's got a swashbuckle away. Saberlight will stop the chase. But dude, what are the chances on that dagger?
Oh, it's ridiculous. And you know it's gonna come out, right?
Yeah.
You know when you need that crit, it flies right out for Artur. And Execration, again, it looked like a pretty decent aggressive move. They see that opening. They know without the Hoodwink, you've got pretty free reign on the punch. You just come in and dismember. And boy, you are not tanky enough to deal with blows. And look at Palos, he's queuing up the plate mail. He just needs straight armor. And that's all he really needs.
Yeah, this was the one thing I was worried about, right? Like, you either opt for a Blink or a BKB as your second item when you go Core Pudge, and so after that, it's like, okay, I need armor. But now you're not getting a BKB anytime soon on this hero, right? Because you're going to need the plate mail, you're going to need potentially more. They do manage to find a pick off here onto Saberlight. Easy is just trapped in the trees. Carlo will be the one that actually gets the kill, but very nice find.
You actually don't mind giving that to Carlo as well. Trying to rush into the shard. Down the line, if you manage to pick up the Ag somehow, like those charges on the cleanse and the purge is going to be huge. Like, it provides a lot for Execration, a lot of saves on hand, and a lot of opportunities to try to run down some of these pesky heroes. Like control up the Lycan, control up the Batrider. Like, Carlo does have to be a little bit greedier, but... And that is something that he's known for. Like, he's the guy that runs Luna support. He loves running greedier fights than you're used to. So feeding him is to the benefit of Execration here.
All right. Is there any like really big items that we're waiting for? I mean, he does have the casual plate mail now. Queues up the Vambrace, which will be getting off of the courier here fairly soon. And it looks like Life here for the Nature's Prophet. Ooh, a nice bushwhack has caught Blood behind the tower, but there's the Dismember, and Arteezy taking a ton of damage. Does have the Aghanim Scepter, or the Aegis, of course. So Palos will be able to find a kill. Another bushwhack coming through as he will find him finally. Flying crit, trying to dance around here on the backside of this fight to survive, but it's not going to be enough. They get the kill, but in comes Mikey. He doesn't have a lasso, but he's got the chase, and Bob just takes a huge crit from Arteezy as well. Carlo now up onto the high ground, pops the cleanse onto himself. He's like, get me out of here, man. But he's got the Lycan summons on him. It's just another 4 kills for the side of Shopify.
And they're just finding the opportunities. Whenever you're the side of Execration, when they're just caught off like that, you've got so much chase. You've got so much move speed on Saberlight. You've got the early blink and travels on Mikey along with the Windblaze. Really big seeing that. Movement speed stacking is always important in the Batrider. Shopify, I mean, they're dishing it back, right? Execration tried to be aggressive. Shopify just even more so. For Execration, it does feel like they're too starved.
Blink BKB, or I'm sorry, the Blink Dismember, but the BKB comes out from the PA, so a lot of this damage being mitigated, and Palos, they're just turning on him, man. It's a 1-for-1, but you've lost the Pudge, and Shank's trying to get out, but a Sharpshooter plus the PA takes down the Nature's Prophet as well. Dude, the supports are just food for Saberlight. This is what I was so worried about with this Lycan hero. Like, they can't actually contribute in the fights.
They can't. Once they're run down by the summons, there's just no protection. I think the Marcy is less susceptible. The Shadow Demon definitely, like, just gets run down. And it's extremely difficult for Execration to play from behind. Like, the pressure under towers is just going to kick up. The output and control of Arteezy will just continue to build up here. You're starved out on Tino. You're pretty starved out on Palos. Like, he does have the plate mail. He's working on to the BKB. He has a casual cloak as well. He's going to run out of item slots, and he's not upgrading some of those items as well, just to try and find some tempo to meet. And there's still play opportunity, but the execution from Execration has to be fairly on point here. And Shopify, there are moments where they kind of give these openings to Execration, but for the most part, man, they've just been on a roll.
Yeah, they're looking very, very, very good right now.
Dire are
I gotta say it. Bing Bong might be one of the best voice lines in the entire game. It's so good.
Yeah, it is. Oh, that could be pretty good too.
Let's see if they can connect. They just finished up the Basher here onto Arteezy and a Dragon Lance for the Bat Rider. So he's just full on ranged right click damage at this point. Which honestly is a really fun way to play Bat Rider, and ooh, that is not the way you want to swashbuckle in, but it ends up kind of working. The roll up stuns up the Bat Rider. The chase continues, and a first hit bash for Arteezy will lock him down. Now they look for Palos. Yes, you got Mikey, but you gotta worry about the rest of Shopify. And boy, are they coming, baby. 4 more kills.
Just smelt. You don't even have Shanks around there to try to make a play. He's trying to farm up top, get him to that BKB, and he does have it, but it costs him his entire team. No buybacks unlocked before his half a minute respawn. They are trying to dig through the back door, and if the Protector does go now, they've done a lot of damage through that back door. I mean, jeez. Should be able to find us, even with the respawns. Don't see big plays. Maybe Shanks BKB is going to be enough? It doesn't feel like it should be, though.
It won't, because you're gonna have 0 armor. Like, they don't care about Magic Immunity anymore. Like, they've built up so many different forms of minus armor on Shopify between the Howl, the AC, and the Deso from the PA, and even just the casual Blightstone on crit. Like, all of these stack up so much. You have no armor heroes on the side of Execration, right? You're not running an Agi carry. Like, Nature's Prophet's your highest armor, yeah, right? And he's utility, you know, Aghanim Scepter build. So, like, all of these other heroes just melt. Like, this plate mail, yes, it's great for now, but it's still not enough, it feels like.
Definitely not. And they have another haste on Mike. How many hastes can he get?
Well, he didn't get his Blink Lasso last time, so he gets it this time. But yeah, like is what, his second or third haste of the game?
It's ridiculous. Mikey's just being blessed by Gavin right now. 16 to 34, 18k lead for Shopify. They have played this extremely well. Like, their drafting has just really come out on top. And Execration, this is a comfort draft for Execration, to be fair. Like, all of these heroes are heroes that they love. And Palos loves his Pudge. Bob maybe loves a Bat Rider more, honestly. But it's just not shaping up. So smoke into the high ground.
Yep, Arteezy just goes right in. You know, you can never see the PA from downtown, and finds himself a quick pick there on the Carlo. And you talked about this hero is a big part of the team fight for Execration. He might be forced to buy back here.
Radiant's bottom tower has fallen.
Or Execration just gives up that bot. And it doesn't feel like they have a good fight, even with buyback.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know how you do this. You have Abyssal now coming off on the PA. Mikey finishes his Hurricane Pike. Ooh, they do get the hook. Get the BKB in response here from the Phantom Assassin. The question is, can he survive long enough? And it looks like he will. Blink strikes off onto the low ground. The roots connected. A beautiful Rolling Thunder in from Bob. He's falling super low, though. They're just getting shredded by Palos as well. The question is, can you get Mikey? He's trying to finish off Shanks. Bushwhack won't connect, but he does end up just getting beat down by Saberlight. Mikey's stuck in the trees.
Stuck?
They actually just don't see him, though. It ends up kind of working. Wait, Palos?
Uh-oh. Yikes.
He's alright.
It was low enough for it to be scary, though. Well, Execration, they had to surrender to Rax, but they get the follow-up fight.
Yeah.
So, a little glimpse of hope. They finish up the BKB on Palos. And that should at least aid a little bit with some control up front. The lasso is still going to be a constant threat.
Oh, no, not
Still have
again,
to watch
not
that,
again. Dude, just the right click damage from Barry. He no longer has to commit lasso because he has these 2 flame break charges. And eventually he's gonna get that flame break applying sticky napalm, and that talent. I mean, if it goes that late, right? If this game extends, the 25 talent on Bat Rider is one of the most annoying talents to play around.
It really is. It is so much damage once you hit that point, and it's gonna be really annoying. It's still a ways off, but you know, if the game drags on, might be still gonna have another burst of powers. Another smoke out
Gotta
here.
know about this ward, man. They will know about it now, but Shopify, are they going to respect it? It looks like they will for now. As I say, if they don't get rid of this ward, they're going to get collapsed on. So, nice heads-up play there from Carlo to scout that one out. Yeah, we'll just go to
But
Roche
it does
instead.
leave the Roche open. They can't fight into this. It's difficult. I mean, you could try. Execration's the kind of thing to just go ball to the wall, but it melts way too quick. Like, goddamn.
Yeah, Phantom Knives now for the PA with an Aegis protect him. I mean, they spent a lot to kill Arteezy in this last fight, right? It was really good coordination. They managed to waste most of the BKB with the Dismember. And then, of course, the Rolling Thunder to follow that up. But how do you kill this guy twice now?
I don't see it. I don't see it dying twice unless you somehow space out these fights. Like, you kill Arteezy once and back off, but Shopify won't let you back off once you commit. They only have one last Rax to commit into as well. So with this protection, you should just go all in.
Hook almost there from Palos. I mean, that would have been nice. That would have been a really good way to get him up onto the high ground and try and bait. Oh, he just jumps in a pistol play with the BKB, just trying to finish off that Fango. Arteezy. Oh my goodness, there's going to be the lasso, but he just jumps the back line again. They've got Palos completely isolated from his team, and Arteezy, he's just the sponge. He doesn't care. He just kills them through all of it. He's 4v1 outside the fountain. You can't keep getting away with this. You're kidding. Dude. Unreal.
Carlo?
And he just jumps away. The GGs are out. Arteezy putting on a masterclass PA performance here, 17-1.
That was just ridiculous. Like, that was such a good PA game coming out from Shopify Rebellion Artur. He had a great lane. Tino didn't have a great time in trying to suppress.